Well, they changed it.
Yeah, they changed it.
Okay.
Hey, all the stuff I was here bringing up is gone now.
WPPM FM 106.5 Philadelphia. I'm your host of the world's #1 diversity recruiter, Kenneth L. Johnson, and I've been waiting a long time to bring you the Career Seekers team. Tiffany Sutherland, career coach. Alberta Bertolino, recruitment coach. Videographer Will Martin, and together we are your #1 source for career and job search information. We'll be back after the break.
The Career Seekers Show on WPPM FM Philadelphia. Insightful advice for those seeking more than just a job, but a career.
It's the Career Seekers Show. Good afternoon, Philly.
Hi.
How's everybody doing out there today? We do it every Wednesday from 4 to 5 on WPPM LP Philadelphia 106.5. We also stream live on the phillycam.org website and broadcast live on the East Coast Executives Facebook fan page. It is a workplace Wednesday, so AB, that can only mean one thing. We've at the beach today. Yes, I love it.
Once again, I cannot believe it. So wonderful that you're getting a chance to do that through Labor Day too. You said, right?
Through Labor Day, we're going to do it every Wednesday. We're there pretty much 10 to about 2:30, conducting career coaching sessions and client information sessions. I had someone hit me up and ask me what a client information session was, and that's just basically us kind of explaining what it is that we do to people that have interest. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Do you go to the same beach each time?
Nah.
I didn't see Atlantic City in the background this time.
We do go to different locations. We typically will broadcast that live on the page or the Twitter accounts. Maybe we'll start doing that on the U.S. Career Seekers Twitter as well, just to let people know. So that is a very good question. Mm-hmm. So I know you had some things going on this weekend. We got to speak briefly about something very exciting that you got to participate in.
Yeah, I put together my own little birthday party. Well, it wasn't little. There were 12 people, but
it's a decent sized party.
Yeah. So
hold on. No, it's happened again, Will.
Not invited to a birthday party.
We were invited to Tiffany's party in Brooklyn. We're not invited to Alberta's party. And hold on. Here's the kicker though. Alberta's party was in South Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we had to be within a 40-block radius, I would imagine.
Pretty sure positive about that. Pretty positive about that. 40-block radius.
We probably about a 40-block radius of Alberta's party, maybe even closer. And we weren't invited. But you know what? Speaking of parties, speaking of get-togethers, I got to pull you in, so I want you to talk about this a little, because I wasn't there. I kind of forgot about it. But as I understand, it was the 5th Street reunion. And you were out there representing for 5th Street and doing what you do, your own neighborhood reunion, right?
It was a great time, man. A big turnout. A lot of people
I didn't get invited to that, so,
I had to come there.
Everybody was invited. All you had to do was come over.
Food was good.
Had a good time,
It was a lot of time. It was a lot of time. I always look forward to that every year, because we get to see everybody.
That's good to see everybody. Speaking of seeing everybody, I'm hoping that my dear friend Andrew and his wife Carrie were in the building. Were they there?
They was in the building.
They were in the building. What's up, Drew? What's up, Carrie? Carrie, do not turn us off this week. Last week, Drew told me that Carrie had to take a phone call or something. She turned the radio off, and he was kind of upset about that. But so keep us on. No phone calls. Actually, we're taking phone calls today.
Yes,
you can catch us at 215-923-9776. Once again, that's 215-923-WPPM. It's the Career Seekers team. Kenneth L. Johnson, Alberta Bertolino, Will Martin. Tiff South is out today. As we told you, she would be out pretty much most of August. We're hoping to have the one and only Philly career coach Rita Friedman here today for the second segment. So that will be incredible. Rita is good. People, do you know Rita?
I do not know her. No. I was taking a look at her background, and she even has Yelp reviews. People love her.
People love Rita.
Yeah.
Rita used to always, and I'm not sure, she may still do this. She was the employment/career coach writer for Philly.com.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was her thing as well. Yeah, so she's not a game. Like, Rita gets it done. And I said, how did you lock in that whole Philly career coach? Like she was the one to get that on Twitter.
As soon as internet came out.
Exactly. That's what exactly. I said, man, you must have really been doing this for a while. Like, she locked it in.
Yeah.
So she's came out and done some things with me in the past. I just appreciate her and her friendship so much. So I'm looking forward to kind of catching up with her.
Yeah, I'm
so
definitely
really
looking
good
forward to
thing.
meeting her. Yeah, it'll be good. It's she'll bring a different kind of energy to the room. It'll be good.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So yeah, so we're looking forward to that. Anything else going on in your week? Talk to me. What's going on?
No, just looking at job fairs are coming around this time of year. So I've been looking at a couple job fairs, signing up for my own company. I'm going to be going down to Fort Meade again in Maryland to hire some veterans down in November. So it is coming around. But
I'm going to share a video with you. It was shared with me, and I haven't even got a chance to see it yet. But apparently, the CVS organization is doing some really big things at Fort Bragg.
Okay.
And you were at Fort Bragg recently, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I was at Picatinny Arsenal, which is up in North Jersey.
Shout out to all our veterans. We really appreciate you guys each and every Wednesday. If I could acknowledge you, I will. But if I don't, just remember that I'm thinking about you and I'm supporting all that you do out here to make this place what it is.
Make us keep us safe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Again,
absolutely.
we sit on the footsteps of Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell. So it means the world to us out here in the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection, Philadelphia. So I want to make an announcement, AB.
Okay, let me hear it.
So we had a guest on. Maybe it was during Women's History Month.
Okay.
So what was that? March, February? I can't remember. During Women's History Month, we had a guest on, and she came and she spoke about health and career, fitness and career, and her name is Jody Brockington.
Right. Okay.
So I was fortunate enough to have a conversation with Jody. Actually, I think the conversation originated. I'll be completely honest with you. The conversation originated in Will's living room, or cameraman's living room, and we were just having a conversation, and he threw some ideas around. And I kind of grabbed onto one of them and threw it up in the air, molded it a little, and came back down and said, "What you think about this?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's the way to go." So we are going to have Miss Brockington, Jody Brockington, the ultimate. We are the ultimate FOJs. That's friends of Jody. She's going to do a monthly segment for the Career Seekers Show on health and career.
I love it.
So we're going to lock down the health and career hashtag. We're just going to just blow that completely off the internet. Staying healthy in your job, what you can do at work to, I guess, regarding your health and fitness. So she said she'd be willing to come out next Monday. She's based in New York City. But I'm sorry,
I said Monday again.
What is it?
What's coming up on a Monday?
Maybe we need to do this show on Mondays as well.
I'm with it.
We might need to have a conversation with Vanessa. Where's the schedule on the wall to see if we can do Mondays as well? You know what? Tiffany and Will, I know Tiff's not here. She's looking at me like, Ken, you know I can't do Mondays. I guarantee she's looking at the radio just with that thought. But anyway, yeah, so Jody is going to do a monthly segment during our show. We'll figure out which Wednesday of the month it'll be, and we'll be consistent with that. But we speak so much about job search and career and retention, but you have to, and LinkedIn and all this other stuff. But what happens if you're just sick, if you're not healthy, or if you're not here? Better yet,
and a lot of attention has been drawn lately about mental health as well.
Yes.
And
wow, I didn't even think about that component.
Absolutely, yeah. And so just staying engaged in the office and doing things. We started we stretch every day. And each office does it a little bit differently. When I was just up at Picatinny Arsenal, they do it every morning before the day starts for them. Okay. And they do about a 15-minute video, and they're these old school. They look like they're from the 80s or early 90s occupational health videos.
Really? So tell me a little bit about your group. I guess your group would be the talent acquisition team. Is that how that works?
Well, it would be, but I sit with my business, so I support the different business. I sit in a different building. So, but
that's career. That's recruiter talk right there. I sit with my business unit.
Sit with my customers.
Yeah. She is a business partner over there.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So we do every day at 3 o'clock. It's on everybody's calendars. We go to different areas of the office, and people lead in stretching. So we do, hand stretches because you've been sitting at the computer all day. We do arm stretches, like this.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah. And taking deep breaths and just remembering to get up and walk around, and so it's infiltrated our culture. It's really.
Now tell me, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. So. Supporting your business unit and your business, are you the type of recruiter that you kind of get up and walk around and speak to your hiring managers?
I'm always walking around. Okay. Yeah. It's and in fact, I much prefer that. It's really been a change for me because I'm used to being in the same office as all my hiring managers. Now a lot of them are there, but the rest of them are all in the field. So that's been a
all right. So that's a little different. So you kind of do you schedule?
I don't actually do the scheduling. Oh, you mean to schedule the
schedule
talk
time
to
with them?
I just pick up the phone, or if it's a brand new hiring manager, I'll definitely schedule time because they might not have been through the process.
That's exceptional.
Yeah. So it's all about FaceTime and phone time, not just emails. I can't stand that. Yeah.
You're not a big emailer. You don't like that.
Well, I'd rather. There's so much that can be misunderstood, and especially if you're getting to know someone. Maybe I'm not going to understand the tone. You won't understand my tone. So why not get to know each other first, and then.
If you think about that, that happens often in everyday life. So with that being said, that's an important thing. Tone can be interpreted in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely.
So, and it can cause a lot of problems when people interpret it the wrong way.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's probably best to kind of get out there and get to know people, and they understand your personality and how you operate.
Right, and just to understand the process and if they want to change them, etc. But yeah, you're right. Even with my own daughter, when we're texting, misconstrue what the other one's saying. I mean, it happens constantly. So I would rather it not happen at work.
Hey, Will, you know what that is? Alberta has called and checked her daughter. Like, hold on, how are you coming off on this tweet? On this text. How are you coming off at me? So sometimes you got to do that, Will.
Sometimes
she calls me out too, though. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel the same way.
Yeah, you have to.
You don't get it. You don't understand. You're like, what does that mean?
Well,
especially some of those.
Well, have you ever heard that there's a sarcastic way to say okay by just using a lowercase K or a capital K? I don't even know.
I didn't know that. That's a little more. That's too advanced for me.
That's
too advanced for me. Yeah, I didn't know about that one. Okay, you're teaching me something new today.
I'm getting it wrong though, so don't listen. I'll have to confirm that with my kids.
You can say it soft. You can say it gentle. You can say it loud.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes,
that's true. That is true. Well, Kenneth, turning it around on you though. How do you go visit your clients?
As often as possible.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So I grew up in this business, kind of old school. I've been doing this for a while, even prior to starting, my own firm. And I learned there's an individual, her name is Melissa Moore, right? And she taught me a lot about staffing and recruiting. She taught me a lot from the staffing side of things. And she had this thing where you should have 7 points of contact at any of your clients. So you should know 7 people there.
Interesting. So
the only way you can accomplish that is to get out and kind of get over there.
Yeah.
Because that way, it's hard to meet 7 people virtually. But if you're walking through an office and they're introducing you to people, meeting 7 people is not that big of a challenge.
That's right.
So that was her thing. You want to have 7 points of contact at an organization, and I take that serious. I really do.
It's been successful for you.
Yeah, a lot of times now it's hard to find 7 points of contact, but as many as I can find, I just like to get over there and meet them because people leave.
Yeah.
I'm going through that right now with a client, and my main point of contact is no longer there.
Oh, no.
And here's the interesting thing. I didn't even know he had left. I sent him an email about participating in my upcoming mock interview session that's going to take place in Harlem, New York City on August 18th. I sent him an email about participating, and he never responded back. So I hit him on LinkedIn, and he never responded back. So strangely enough, I'm having a conversation with my cousin Craig, who actually lives in North Jersey, and he actually knows this person.
Okay.
So he was like, well, they're Facebook friends.
All right.
So he says, I think he's out of the country. Like, I think he's somewhere building houses or something like that. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And so then I started looking through my junk mail folder, and his email indeed did come back to me.
Okay.
So he's no longer there.
Right.
And I need to have some other contacts there. So I have a few, but I leaned on him so heavily that
it's a
I
shame
probably
you
put
couldn't
myself
hook
in a
you up.
predicament. Yeah. So I wish I would have known ahead of time, but that's a hard thing to. Actually, as a third-party recruiter, I don't even want to know ahead of time with a client because they'll think I moved them.
Yeah. Oh, that's true too.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'd rather not know. I'd rather send emails like, hey, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. I'm really excited about this event on the 18th.
Yeah, talk about it.
It is going to be crazy. We got some really good people coming out. Who we got right now? CVS, Manhattan College, Merck. Oh man, the National Urban League will be in the building. Again, the New York Urban League is supporting this venture. They're going to send their candidates. I just kind of locked it down and said, look, if you guys have 30, 40 candidates that you want to send.
You're going to bring the employers.
Yeah, just I'll take care of the employers, you take care of the candidates. So we're doing it at WeWork in Harlem. So we spoke about the WeWork spaces.
Yep.
Great spaces to do that. They have a humongous room. I think the room fits like 30, but I'll set 8-10 recruiters there, and we'll just roll people through and have them pick up some much needed much needed interviewing skills.
Right.
So we're excited. I'm going to have I've enlisted the help of my daughter and my son.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to help me kind of push this along. So that's a beautiful thing. They'll be out helping me work, and I actually got another person that told me they're going to come out and help me out. So Mr. Will Martin, ladies and gentlemen, has said that he will come out there and help me out. As soon as he said it, AB, I was like, I'm locking you in.
That's right.
I gave the word.
Don't offer him.
It's a lock.
So he's locked.
Are you going to video the day, or what are you going to?
I would like to do video some of it. Yeah. I definitely would like to do that. Definitely. So and maybe we'll get some sound bites and we'll come back and share that.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to.
With our listeners.
Yeah, we definitely need to. That's a great organization anyway, the Urban League, and so the fact that you have contacts and commitments in New York and here in Philly, I think is just awesome.
You know, I mean, think about this. If you have a situation where you're looking to help job seekers or career seekers, and you have someone that comes to you and says, listen, because the hardest thing is to get companies to buy it. So if you have somebody that says, I'm willing to get 100 no's for 10 yeses.
Yeah.
Like, I'm willing to make the calls, shoot the emails out and everything, if you can provide the people. Because sometimes I just can't run around and track down 40 motivated and pre-qualified career seekers, but that's what they do.
Yeah.
So if you merge kind of the piece that I bring to the table is like, all right, I can make the connections and identify people that will participate.
Yeah.
I just need you to have some qualified people there. And if you merge the two, it's a win-win for everybody. And then the companies come out. Hopefully, you know, they're able to. Typically, if you agree to do something like that, you've done that for me in the past here in Philadelphia.
That's right.
If you do something like that, you're of the mindset that you want to help people.
Yeah.
And anybody that's agreed to come out and do this is of that mindset. So with that being said, this isn't just a 3-hour commitment. It's really a commitment to grow that network and relationship if the candidate wants to.
Yeah.
I would hope that after someone interviews with, I don't know, whichever company's there, that they would go and connect with that person on LinkedIn and, you know, try to build some rapport.
Absolutely.
You know, not to be a pest, but just to stay on that person's radar.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
That's
growing
so
your
that's,
mentorship network
that's
too.
the plus. Yeah, that's the plus side of it. So I'm excited, needless to say.
Absolutely.
You know, I wanted to. All right, so we were speaking about this situation with a company that they're eliminating their ERGs.
Which I can't believe, one of the first.
They're eliminating employee resource groups. So I would love for you, I know you came in and spoke to me about that, and I was familiar with it, and I would love for you to just kind of share your thoughts. I guess speak to the listeners about what an ERG is, or an affinity group, and just share your thoughts on a company that's choosing to eliminate them.
So an affinity group, as you mentioned, which then became networking groups, then became employee resource groups, business resource groups, are driven through the diversity and inclusion initiatives in a company, and to make sure that people feel engaged and included. And a lot of them are women's groups, LGBT groups, veterans groups, people of color, or breaking it down into, you could have, depending on the size of the company, you can break all that down into their own separate subgroups. At first, they were, a long time ago, they were just, you'd get around the table and kind of vent about what was going on, right? There was really no business need around it. But then they've grown into, a lot of them will do projects for the company, work on some finance initiatives to see. They'll definitely, you look to them, as a recruiter, I would look to them as some of my recruiting networks, because if you're trying to grow your diversity and include diversity numbers at the company, then you would look to those groups to have the networks in to bring in people of the same. My last company was phenomenal with it. We really grew those networks, and we call them ERGs, Employee Resource Groups. The company I'm with now does not have anything like that, except out in one of our call centers, they have a women's group that they just started. So not sure what that's going to look like eventually, but
So that's a group just for women.
Absolutely.
But you know what? For your industry, it's important and valid for every industry across the board.
Sure.
However, in your industry,
in the
utilities industry, I would imagine the numbers. I can't even imagine looking at those numbers. It's probably very few women.
It really is.
Especially even at some of those levels, just because they haven't had a background and experience in it.
No. One fortunate thing though, our board of directors has women on it. Our CEO is a woman. Our chief financial officer is a woman. So we do have we have a regional president is an African American woman.
Okay.
You know, that kind of grew up in it.
Excellent.
Sure is. Yeah. So.
Did you bring her in?
I did not, unfortunately. She was there before I joined. So.
I was getting ready to say that's what I'm talking about.
I know.
Yes.
I would have loved to take that, but yeah, no. So yeah, it's interesting. But our company, one of the last VPs of HR, or senior VP of HR, didn't really believe that you needed a programmatic approach to diversity and inclusion. She thought it should just happen organically.
You know, that's an interesting approach because I think there has to be a strategy.
I would think so. Right. So that's changed a little bit with the new senior VP of HR. We do definitely have a diversity and inclusion statement now. It's definitely on the radar for us to try to hire people, you know, in the different groups. But so no strategy. So the fact that this major consulting firm is doing away with those groups is so interesting. I want to know what happened that they decided not to. Now I know one of their competitors has an interesting approach, and they're always in the top 5 of the PwC.
Okay,
in the top 5, right? They elect a business line leader every 2 years to lead diversity. So it's not necessarily a separate person that does. It's not necessarily, you know, somebody. It's not the CEO that does. It's not the head of HR. It's somebody else that's actually embedded in the business that runs that. And I thought that was a really great approach.
I like it. All right, so let's flip the script just a little. How are you for a roundup? Do you have some information?
I have too much information.
Oh, you know what? That's great because I need to pull some information. So how about this? I'm going to start out with North Philadelphia, right?
Okay.
And then we'll roll into your stuff, and I'll pull up some of the other stuff that I need to pull up.
Sure thing.
And we'll see where it goes from there.
All right.
That works for you?
Yep, absolutely. Go for
it. Go for it. It's one of the things you do. Alberta knows we got music now.
I know. I'm so excited.
All right, career-seeking listeners. I really appreciate you. Will Martin, you working today, baby. I see you moving around. Let's go. North Philadelphia, they will be doing Computer for Beginners. Once again, this is in North Philadelphia, 5th and Bristol, the Career Link offices. Don't let me get ahead of myself. That's from 10 to 12, Computers for Beginners. At North Philadelphia, 5th and Bristol on August 11th from 1 to 2. They have Make Career Fairs Work for You. You want to do that. Computers for Beginners, again, will take place August 11th from 1 to 2. Then they have legal issues and employment. That's August 11th from 1:30 to 3:30. Moving right along, 5th and Bristol, North Philadelphia. I love you out there. Modern interviewing takes place on August 11th from 2 to 3:30. After that, we have Navigating Job Gateway, and this will be an ESL-based course, actually, AB. That's from 9 to 10:30. So, yes, English for second as a second language. Yes, exactly. Yeah. There's a Microsoft Excel session taking place as well. But here, let me back up a little. All right, so that was August 11th. That was Friday, right? August 11th is Friday?
Is this coming Friday already?
So are you telling me that I actually had the gall to jump over tomorrow? I just jumped completely over Thursday.
And there's lots going on, I'm sure, right?
So North Philadelphia on August 10th, they have Job Search Online. That'll take place from 9 to 10:30. There's Microsoft PowerPoint for Beginners. That's August 10th from 10 to noon. Also, they have Esperanza College coming out to 5th and Bristol, April 10th from 10 to 11. This is a recurring workshop. They're a community partner out there providing information sessions about the college, the programs, admissions, and financial aid.
That's great.
All right. August 10th, 1 to 2 o'clock, 5th and Bristol. They'll be writing thank you letters. That's the workshop. I think that's a really important thing. Hey, do y'all know about that disruptive cover letter? If you don't know about it, call the Career Seekers team. We'll come out and do that. All right. Microsoft PowerPoint, intermediate, August 10th, 2 to 3:30. And then you have again an ESL Career Link tutorial, August 17th from 9 to 10. Microsoft Imagine Academy. Wow, that's going to be great. But that's just something I'm telling everybody about that takes place August 17th, just in case we don't get to cover that next week.
Right.
All right, AB, that was North Philadelphia. I'm going to let you take us somewhere, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
I got South Philly.
South Philly, what up?
South Philadelphia. So tonight at 6 o'clock at the South Philadelphia Library at Broad and Morris, 1700 South Broad, they're doing a resumes and jobs. It's an hour and a half. Create a resume and bring your own in for a critique. Learn to maximize your online job searching. Tomorrow, Thursday the 10th, is an open computer lab. You get some skills. They'll walk you through the different skills that you need for job searching online and doing other stuff. So also tomorrow, there is a Recruit Military Veterans Job Fair down at Lincoln Financial. It runs from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Hold on, you say that's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow,
Nice.
August 10th, 11 to 3.
Love it.
It's a national military recruiting firm, and there's also a DAV, a major veteran service organization that's going to be there. The proud sponsor is JP Morgan Chase. And so anyone who's in active duty in the National Guard or in the reserves and their spouses are invited to attend the event. Even if you're not entirely sure, these employers sure that you're looking for a job yet, just get out there and start your networking. There's going to be JP Morgan Chase, FedEx Ground, Waste Management, Bristol Myers Squibb, et cetera, et cetera. It's free for veterans. Go on recruitmilitary.com for more information. One of the things I talked about last week, but they didn't list out the employers yet, and this is a month away already now. In Center City at the main free library, it's a job fair in food and hospitality. It runs all day, starting at 10 o'clock. They're going to do free services, headshots, business card printing, career coaches.
So that's the free library on the Parkway?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So Acme, Aramore, Brule Catering, De Bruno, Dietz and Watson,
Nice.
Honeygrove, a couple different hotels, Marketplace Philadelphia, who we had them on our show. All right, you got it.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because we're speaking about the free library. So when my son was young, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5. So we're here in Philly, and we're driving on the Parkway, and he's like, "Hold on, they charge people to use the library here?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm explaining to him that, so that's why I was
funny.
laughing.
No, I got you. Yeah, so bunch of other different Whole Foods, Wawa, etc. PA Career Link is one of the resources for this job fair, so
Nice.
they're all tied back in too.
Let's
So,
do it.
are you ready with another area?
I am
You want to
ready.
jump to?
I'm
I can
definitely
jump
ready.
to South Jersey whenever
Nah,
you're ready.
I tell you what, no, let me go into Northwest.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
All right, so Northwest Philadelphia, the Career Link, located at, what is that, Germantown and Price. So that's the Career Link office there, AB, at August 10th from 9 to 10. They'll do the Welcome to PA Career Link orientation. Then from 9:30 to 11:30, Microsoft Word 2, that's the intermediate class. Then they'll go to Do's and Don'ts of Resumes, that's August 10th, 10:30 to 12:15. Again, this is at the Northwest Philadelphia location, 5847 Germantown Avenue. But for everybody that's from Philly, that's Germantown and Price Street. All right, Diversity in the Workplace takes place August 10th from 11 to 12. Ace the Interview takes place August 10th from 1 to 2. Then, Managing Your Time to Achieve Your Goals. That is a really great workshop, August 10th, 2:30 to 3:30. Navigating Job Gateway. That takes place on Friday, August 11th from 9 to 10. Once again, we're still in Germantown, the Germantown and Price Street at the Career Link. Conflict Resolution takes place August 11th from 10 to 11. And Writing Effective Cover Letters will take place August 11th from 10:30 to 11:30. I think they got a few more workshops out there, AB. I don't think they're going to stop at 11:30.
Probably not.
Actually, they don't, because Modern Interviewing actually takes place from 1:30 to 2:30
You gotta keep
up
scrolling
there.
on that.
Yeah, I got to keep scrolling, right? All right. Okay, so that's it, though. What you
All
got?
right.
You
All
got
right.
another neighborhood? You got
Yeah,
something else?
I got South Jersey. We got to
Yeah.
touch on that a little bit. So Burlington County, acing the job interview tomorrow, August 10th, from 1:30 to 3 at the 795 Wood Lane Road Human Services Building in West Hampton. Check it out on careerconnections.nj.gov. That's the same, pretty much the same thing as PA CareerLink does, but happening in South Jersey. Then on Friday, the 11th, at the same location from 10 to 11:30, Master the Art of Networking, an
Yes.
overview of current strategies for effective networking, professional associations, developing an elevator speech, how to develop your skills on social media. Then we have on Monday the 14th, same location, Path to Employment, starting your job search, in-depth orientation from 10:30 to 12, setting career goals, traditional work methods, new ones. One that I really like that's coming up, same location in Burlington, West Hampton, New Jersey, volunteering, a door to employment. We talk about that all the
Yes.
time. So they're
Yes.
having, that's next Wednesday. I know I jumped a whole full week ahead.
No, but that's great because
Yeah.
we're not here. It might happen before we're here.
It's
So
2 to 3
Yeah,
next
so there you
Wednesday,
go.
the 16th. Yeah. Then there's another job fair from 10 to 12, also on that Wednesday. On-call health professionals. So check it out, careerconnections.nj.gov. G-O-V. So yeah, we can. I know we have an exciting guest here,
yes,
so we
beautiful.
can.
You know what? Actually, speaking because we have such an exciting guest
Mm-hmm.
on deck, what I'm going to do, AB.
Yeah.
You know what? Everybody in West Philadelphia, everybody in Center City, I apologize, but I'm not going to get to you today because when we come back after the break, we will be with the one, the only Rita Friedman, Philly career coach. It's the Career Seekers Show live on WPP, and we'll be back after the break. What's up?
Hey.
Let me get a big hug.
This is the first time I've ever seen you not in a full suit.
Hold on. No, what I meant to send you something. Say I'm gonna be really casual, by the way. I did mean to send
Well,
you
it's
something.
radio. I mean,
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Nice to meet you.
Alberta Bertolino,
That's okay.
Rita Friedman,
I saw you on
Will
the
Martin.
Okay.
Hey,
Rita
nice to meet
Friedman.
you. So
Thanks for
good.
the shout out on LinkedIn. I saw that you was working today. I believe it.
Yes,
I